Good evening. Council, please come to order. If it all please rise. We led in prayer by Alderman Bill Nash.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessings upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chambers to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good and that your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all of our deliberations. Please give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all of our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen.
President Pro Tem, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excuse me, if you could remain standing, just a very brief moment of silence. And let me simply phrase it that this is in memory of anyone who's been a victim of violence, particularly in the last 6 months to 12 months in our nation. There's no place for that, and I hope and pray that it ends, that violence is not what people turn to. Join with me, please. Thank you.
Citizen comment, General?
Thank you. At this time, I declare citizen comment general to be open. A first person that has signed up is Heather Harris.
Heather Harris. I live at 32 Page Street in the Greenville section, bordering the Greenville school property. This past Tuesday, a week ago, we had a tree come down from the project. Sitting Councilman Betancourt showed up to offer his support. It was brought to our attention the tree was slated to be removed this week by Downs Construction.
People they hired.
Yeah. Eric, the supervisor for that, our superintendent of that, showed up, promised us things like he'd have a crane out there to remove it that week. It was their fault, their liability. And the next day, we're told by the city of Norwich that it is not their responsibility. Nobody's taking responsibility for this. I have homeowners insurance that will cover the damage to my property. My homeowner's insurance will cover so much for the tree removal, but to be told by the city of Norwich that 4% of the tree was their responsibility, not the other, it was the neighbor's property, is ludicrous, because about 4% of that tree came down on my house. So I would like to find some kind of retribution for that. I do have pictures if you want me to share those. I can save those for tomorrow night's meeting. That's it.
Thank you. Could you submit that to our city clerk, please, that information? Thank you very much. Dan Addis?
I understand this meeting was supposed to involve some members of the not-so-distinguished Department of Public Utilities. Now, for some unknown reason, I do not see them in this room. I want to know from them, and them directly, why the hell they're robbing my dead mother's estate when it comes to paying for utilities. Mind, I see him. Also, I understand that I just got word Saturday that you're being sued. I'll let you know who the name of this individual is that's taking this matter in his hands so I can give him a medal personally. Because I'll tell you one thing. It's finally going to be interesting for someone like me to see what it is that you get, what it is that you're getting, what it is you truly deserve. As for trust, as for so-called trust in any of you, I wouldn't trust you to change the tire on my Mustang. Usually with somebody like me, I'm old school. I don't give trust out for free. I usually bust somebody to the back of the line if they want to earn my trust first. I only give mine to the legitimate ones who I feel deserve it. And from what I see, not one of you deserves even that. It seems every time you put a vote to something, apparently you don't have the guts to ask these people in this room what it is that they want to vote for. It's always been you, you, you. The world revolves around you. Well, not with me. If you put a vote to something, I would expect that you would at least have the cojones to involve these people in this room, because these people in this room, they deserve to have a say as to some of your farcical ideas, including that statue over there that you got in that farcical traffic circle. How much did that cost the taxpayers? Anyone? Do we not have a say as to what ideas should and shouldn't be in place? Do we not have that say? And if not, I'd like to know why.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council on non-agenda items at this time?
Just so happens, I'm one of them also. And this time, I am not giving you my name and my address per the Constitution of the United States of America, which every single one of you have little to no regard and no respect for. That ends today. It ends right now. And I'm not gonna listen to your excuses. I will not. I will not.
Then please sit down.
I'm going to stand there and say what I have to say. And if you make an issue out of it, you're going to make that lawsuit that you're facing a lot worse.
I believe your first name is David? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because you've spoken here many times.
And I'm going to keep speaking until you're finally gone. And you take some of these stooges with you. Trust? Yeah, my brother's right. What the hell have any of you actually done to earn anybody's trust around here? Anyone? I know you're all yellow because you don't have the guts to answer and accept accountability. Well, guess what? The accountability revolution just started the moment Charlie Kirk was murdered last week. That fire was lit and there was no way to stop it. Just like this lawsuit that you're all facing. You started this dumpster fire and you damn well have no way to stop it. I'd like to find that person is. I'd like to shake his hand personally. Maybe he'll be the next mayor of this ghetto. And if so, like I said, I'm going to shake his hand personally. I'm going to congratulate him because maybe after he's done, I have decided that maybe I'm going to take a shot at the title next. I haven't forgotten what you did to me on July 8th. Don't you even think that I forgot about that one. You start dumpster fires, you're not going to be able to stop them. We're not going to clean up your mess. We're done with that. We are done, period.
Thank you, sir. Again, anyone else like to address? Yes, please, sir.
Larry Rice, 41 Will Road, Norwich. The political violence in this country is out of control, and I want to say thank you for that, a moment of silence. You could hear a pin drop in here. And it's on both sides. They're dying on the Republican side, and they're dying on the Democrat side. Charlie Kirk being the latest, and the husband and wife, the Democrats from Minnesota. It's a disgrace, total disgrace. And Yankee Stadium had a moment of silence. You could hear a pin drop. The football games had a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. You could hear a pin drop. But yet you get to Washington, D.C., and the Speaker of the House tries to get a moment of silence, and what is there? Complete chaos. Did you all see that? Complete chaos. This is what we get in Washington, D.C. when everybody else can do what they're supposed to do. It's a disgrace. When is it going to change? So thank you for doing that tonight with everybody else being quiet and paying respect to the people who have died, because some people don't like their position of politics. It's disgraceful. I just want to mention one other thing. The city we live in, I went to the United States Post Office a couple of weeks ago down city on Main Street, and Sheila Hayes was there with me. And I think she agreed with me. It's a total disgrace on what it looks like. Have you been there? Grass growing out of the sidewalks, grass growing up their stairs, going to the door. The grass is so high around the mailboxes, you can't even put the mail in them. And Sheila agreed with me. It looked, did you agree with me, Sheila?
Yes.
It was a disgrace. It looks like a disgrace. These people who own these businesses down city, especially the post office, they can't clean up this mess. So people, and wash down the sidewalks and make it look nice for the people. You want people to come into the city and they don't want to take care of their properties. So I don't know where that's going to go, but I wish that would change, and maybe somebody can go in and ask them to please clean that mess up down there. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council at this time on non-agenda items?
Hi, Mary Ann Victoria McNallen, 6 Washington Place, Norwich, Connecticut. I'm speaking later, but just quickly, the lanternfly situation in Norwich is out of control. It's coming to an end. Seasons change, but I'm wondering if there's anything the city could do about its preferred tree, which is an invasive species, the tree of heaven. If we could somehow get rid of the tree of heaven, we would be on our way to getting rid of lanternflies. And the tree of heaven also chokes out native species trees as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And anyone else on non-agenda items, please? Pietro?
Good evening. I must disclose my name and my address. Is that all right, Mr. Mayor?
Please.
Like April 16, the lovely lady that works for the city, that she refused to do it and you didn't say nothing? That way? Can I do it that way? Can I do it the way she
Do
did?
you have a message for us, please?
The message is, all of you are running for office. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Your name, please, and address.
No, I asked you if I could avail myself as the lady did who works for the city. She refused to say the name and the address. Can I do that? No. Oh, we treat different people, different citizens, different ways, Mr. Mayor?
We asked for her name.
And she didn't give it. And the lovely clerk, who's the only one that I admire among all of you, especially that guy over there, she wrote, name not given on the report, right?
We asked for it.
And she didn't give it. Therefore, I don't want to give it. It's not because I'm afraid, it's because it's the law. Your rules do not supersede the United States Constitution. But you cannot make a rule for one citizen and another rule for another citizen, Mr. Mayor. You are infringing on my civil rights. You are imposing on my wishes as a free United States citizen. You can't do it for this person and not for that person. By the way, she works for the city. She said that. I don't even know the lady. And I agree with her. And the other evening when Diana Rhodes spoke, her husband is retired law enforcement. Well, guess what? I served as a law enforcement myself. Do I get privileges? Do I get special treatment? I was a judiciary police in the Italian Navy, albeit 49 years ago. The point is, stop imposing your stupid little rules on we, the people. We are free citizens. You listen to our concerns, we redress our grievances, and you then decide, and we'll figure out who's going to be voted in or out. That's the way it works. And I said this on the air just a couple weeks ago. The process is the punishment. You're making the process so difficult that people don't want to speak, people don't want to show up, people don't want to vote. Because the process is the punishment. Good night.
79 Norwich Drive. Anyone else like to address the council at this time? Wait, Peter, pardon me? Oh, I didn't.
Behind the screen.
I'm sorry. The TV blocked. My apologies.
I'm Heather. I live over on McKinley. I moved here just a couple of years ago, so I just wanted to ask a couple questions because I don't really know any of the answers and I don't know who to ask. What happens to the bagged leaves? Do we know what happens to the leaves when we bag them up and they're taken away?
I can speak to you after. Normally, we don't respond. Sometimes
fine.
people engage to the degree where you have to.
I will just read my questions then, and
Certainly.
then maybe whoever is...
And we will get answers to you.
Perfect, thank you. I'd also like to know what's happening with the police station, because I heard 50 million, I heard a new police station in Mohegan Park, and now I have not heard anything. So I'm just curious what's going on. I am also curious about 98 Washington Street and who owns it and how derelict it is at this point, as well as 132 Franklin Street, which is the factory right over here. Who owns that? Also, are there any programs to address like the sewage leaks that we're having that get into the Yantic and the Thames? The Thames, sorry. Also, like the spotted lanternflies and the tree of heaven, do we have any removal programs? Or is that something that maybe I could look into doing? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, anyone else like to address the council on non-agenda items, please? Mrs. Filbert.
Good evening. My name is Joanne Tilbrook, and I reside at 10 Elm Avenue in Norwich Town. I've been coming to these meetings for 21 years. I've had many opinions about many, many things. Some of you agree with me, some of you don't agree with me. But I'm here tonight to tell you a very personal thing. I'm running for council. I've been on boards and commissions before. Last week, Charlie Kirk was murdered because he had a voice. He spoke what he believed. You didn't have to agree with him. He gave you the opportunity, not you, but categorically. He gave the opportunity. Prove me wrong. I am here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no safe place in America. There's a police officer behind me. Thank God. Because I have found in my own personal life that if you have the courage and the conviction to state what you believe in, you have a target on your back, literally and figuratively. I have lived a long life. I am 82 years old. I have lived through the end of World War II, the Korean War, the assassinations of John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Robert King, Malcolm Edgars. I could go on and on and on. And I am here to tell you today that if we don't start acting like human beings, this is the end of humanity.
It is the end of humanity. Part of the thing with Charlie Kirk made me sit back and say, is it worth it? Is it worth it to stand up here and expose myself to the slings and arrows? And part of me said, yes, I'm too old to carry on this fight. And then after a few hours of reflection, I said, hell no! I will not be quiet. I am not afraid. I can be shut down, but I cannot be shut up. And I ask all of you to look at things and think, yes, we can agree to disagree, but we have serious problems, and ignoring them is not the way to address it. So I say to Charlie Kirk, to the young woman on the train, oh my God, every day there's something. And I've said it before, and this is the last thing I'll say, and it's over there now. But I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, one of these days, it's going to be right out there on our front steps. And you all better be prepared. Thank you.
Thank you. Can anyone would like to address the council on non-agenda items at this time, please? Non-agenda items at this time, please. Yeah. Please, Rodney.
Rodney Boyd, 62 Roosevelt Avenue, Norwich, Connecticut. This afternoon, I was closing on a house, and the realtor told me, he said the biggest impediment to buying a house in Norwich was the taxes. Now, I understand a whole lot about taxes, but I don't understand why the taxes are quite as high as they are. I own several pieces of property in this town, and I keep them up pretty decent. But the kind of people that come looking for an apartment are utterly crazy. They're out of their ever-loving minds. Most of them aren't educated. They don't own anything. They can't make anything. And this is the kind of people that we have in this town. I blame most of it on the casinos. Our school right up the street, Norwich Free Academy, is very similar to the one that I went to. But the one I went to is a college prep type. Now, I'm not a college man, never have been. I've had a lot of college people working for me at one time or another in my career. I used to be an electrician a long time ago. I held a license for 50 years. I wired this building right here at one time. When I think Councilman was, geez, I forget it. Anyway, she got stuck in the elevator. And I wound up putting a new service in this building. So keep the taxes down here low, for God's sake. Not for me. I'm 84. And I probably won't be around here anymore. I tell people I'm a walking train wreck. And that's just about what it is. Anyway, do the best you can. I admire you for even doing this. I wish I could. Quite frankly, I'm not mentally capable of handling kind of thing that you do. I'm serious. Thank God our former president didn't run for office again, or we'd have been in big trouble. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Can anyone else like to address the council at this time? Yes, I see a hand, please.
My name is Kathy Delaney. I've had a business for 30 years in the town of Norwich, and I would like to ask a question of the city manager, why the city manager and the head of the fire department made a deal under the table, because I look at it that way, because we voted against what you decided to do. So I would like to know what is behind this. And it really upsets me because I have the volunteer fire department, Ockham, and they're wonderful. And I feel like this is not nice for the volunteers. So that's how I feel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go get it. Okay. Anyone else like to address the council at this time on non-agenda items? Anyone else on non-agenda items? Anyone else on non-agenda items? Seeing no one else to declare it closed, thank you.
Petitions and communications, number 1, NPU's use of revenue bonds for critical investment in electrical system in reference to public hearing number 1.
I thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion that this be received. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Bettencourt. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion is accepted. Vote is 7-0.
Number 2, NPU's purchase of additional natural gas capacity through Project RARE in reference to public hearing number 2.
A motion, please, that this be received. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The motion is adopted. Vote is 7-0.
Public hearing number 1, an ordinance appropriating $150 million for Department of Public Utilities Electric Division capital projects in the city of Norwich, authorizing the issuance of $150 million revenue bonds of the city secured solely by electric revenue to meet said appropriation, authorizing the execution and delivery of a trust indenture offering documents and related documents with respect thereto, and authorizing the city and the Department of Public Utilities to apply for and accept grants to finance any portion of the appropriation.
Thank you. At this time, I declare this hearing to be open, and each person wishing to address the council, please approach the dais, name and address, so forth. The person that first signed up is Chris LaRose.
Thank you. Chris LaRose, General Manager, Norwich Public Utilities, 16 South Golden Street, Norwich, Connecticut. NPU proposes investing up to $150 million in tax-exempt bonds paid for solely by electric revenue over the next 30 years. For perspective, our annual electric revenue in this year's budget is $64 million. If approved, the NPU proposal will not have any impact on the tax rates in Norwich. This approach will allow NPU to make critical infrastructure upgrades in a more efficient manner, paying for important projects over time rather than through annual expenditures from our capital budgets will significantly reduce the short-term impact on rates and reduce rate volatility in alignment with NPU's strategic plan. Any expenditures from these bonds would require the approval of the NPU board, as well as city, state, and federal agencies as required. NPU would have access to funds for a variety of large-scale critical projects over the next 15 years to improve both reliability and meet the growing demand for electricity. While NPU has routinely replaced equipment funded through our rates on an annual basis, the last major investment in our electrical infrastructure, transmission lines, substations, and equipment, was more than 60 years ago. This potential project includes relocating the Bean Hill substation out of the floodway along the Yanick River, repairs and upgrades to the 10th Street and Dudley substations and the transmission lines that feed them, which will improve both reliability and support long-term growth in Norwich, a 34.5 kV ring bus connecting our substations to improve reliability for our electric customers, replacing outdated 4,800 kV distribution infrastructure with 13,800 volt system, and as needed upgrades to our maintenance facilities and hydroelectric facilities. I'll be available later for questions, as well as our city bond counsel, Mike Andriana. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else wishing to speak at this time in favor of this ordinance number 1? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor at this time of ordinance number 1? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor at this time of ordinance number 1? Seeing no one else, then, is there anyone here who'd like to speak in opposition to this ordinance at this time?
Rodney Boy, 62 Roosevelt Avenue. I understand that public utilities hasn't run a generator at the end of the canal for 7 years. We have a hydroelectric project in the city, a decent one, but the utility hasn't run those generators for 7 years that I understand. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. But if utilities want to keep our revenue up and our taxes down, fine. But the way it looks, they can get electricity from Con Ed, from New York, other places, cheaper. Having been a former electrician, these electrical things are quite simple, actually. I've worked on all of it. I've done substations. I've done power plants. I worked in Millstone. I worked on a Navy for 4 years as an electrician. Now, I think they need to take a step back and find a little better leadership, quite frankly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak against this ordinance, against it at this time? Anyone else like to speak against the ordinance at this time? Anyone else like to speak against the ordinance at this time? Seeing no one else, then I declare this hearing closed. Thank you.
Public hearing number 2, an ordinance authorizing the City of Norwich Department of Public Utilities to pursue additional pipeline capacity in connection with the Reliable, Affordable, Resilient Enhancement RARE expansion project and enter into related agreements with Algonquin Gas Transmission, LLC.
Thank you. At this time, I declare this public hearing to be open at this time. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of this ordinance at this time? Please.
Chris LaRose, General Manager, Norwich Public Utilities, 16 South Golden Street, Norwich. This RARE project is designed to bring additional gas capacity, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, and will allow us access to low-cost, reliable natural gas sources, mainly in the Marcellus Shale area. The project could be the last opportunity to purchase additional gas capacity for NPU, as additional pipeline expansions will be very difficult in the Northeast. There's been a lot of vocal opposition in Massachusetts and in New York in general. This project will specifically support growth within our service territory. New gas connections in Norwich, as well as projects like Ockham Industrial Center and the Preston River Walk. Any unused capacity that we purchase can be remarketed to offset the costs. NPU has a strong track record with this type of transaction. We need capacity for the coldest day of the year, 300 plus days of the year. We don't need all that capacity. There is other markets to resell that capacity. NPU subscribed capacity for this project is 1,000 decatherms a day, roughly an additional 7% of our natural gas load on our highest capacity day. The additional capacity will be assigned to our gate station off of Yannick Lane and will provide the ability to remove the regulator station located next to Dixie Donuts in the floodway. That's another major issue that happened when the Yannick flooded last January. The projected in-service date for this project is November 1st, 2029. This project will not have any impact on the tax rates in Norwich. And the NPU Board of Commissioners has approved participation in the project already, but they can only approve a contract for up to 10 years. I'm here today because the most beneficial rate that we can get is a 15-year contract with the Algonquin pipeline, so that's why we're in front of the council tonight. If there's any questions as far as the charter requirements or the project, Mike Andriana and I will be here to discuss that later. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Again, anyone else like to speak in favor of ordinance number 2 at this time? Anyone else like to speak in favor of ordinance number 2 at this time? Anyone else like to speak about ordinance number 2 at this time? Seeing no one else, is there anyone here like to speak in opposition to ordinance number 2?
Hi. Again, Mary Ann Victoria McNallen, 6 Washington Place, Norwich, Connecticut. I might have signed up incorrectly, but this is what I wanted to speak about. The gentleman just said that it wouldn't have a noticeable impact on our taxes. I can guarantee you it'll have a noticeable impact on our health and the health of your kids. Going in the direction of gas is the wrong way to go. This is my opinion on the Algonquin gas pipeline. Enbridge, the Canadian oil company in charge of this fiasco, has been riddled with lawsuits, gas leaks, oil spills over the past 40 years. According to their own data, there have been 804 spills between 1999 and 2013, and at least 1,000 more before that. More recently, there were 4 spills in 2024. Enbridge is not a trustworthy company. A significant amount of Enbridge's profits are spent paying police to stop protesters, including the ones on the pipelines that run through indigenous lands. That company lost $1 billion last year alone. Fracked gas is not clean. A horrific amount of greenhouse gases, such as methane, are released into the process of drilling this gas. Not to mention the gas leaks and the explosions. Between 2010 and 2021, almost 2,600 pipeline incidents occurred in the United States, and that's just the big leaks. It's not a coincidence that many of these pipelines run through low-income areas. Choosing to expand the use of gas in Norwich, and I am almost done, rather than cleaner energies such as solar panels, is another example of operating as business as usual. We can't afford to do that. Our own public utilities manager, I think he's a manager who I respect very much, is quoted as saying, "No one knows if this will affect the cost of our gas here in Norwich. But I can tell you what it will affect, our environment. Climate change is real, and this gas pipeline will contribute to that. That is a cost that none of us, particularly our children, can afford."
Thank you. And anyone else like to speak in opposition to ordinance number 2 at this time? Anyone else like to speak in opposition to ordinance number 2 at this time? Anyone like to speak against this ordinance number 2 at this time? Seeing no one else, I declare it closed. Thank you.
Second reading and action on the above ordinance previously presented. Number 1, an ordinance appropriating $150 million for Department of Public Utilities Electric Division capital projects in the city of Norwich, authorizing the issuance of $150 million revenue bonds of the city secured solely by electric revenue to meet and said appropriation, authorizing the execution and delivery of a trust indenture, offering documents and related documents with respect thereto, and authorizing the city and the Department of Public Utilities to apply for and accept grants to finance any portion of the appropriation.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to bring this to the floor for discussion. Is there such a motion? Please, Alderwoman Gould, second President Pro Tem. Thank you. Mr. LaRose, could you, in the interest of moving the hearing forward, if you could come, and the members are going to have questions, you'd be there to answer them. I have one myself. My understanding is that all of these still will go forward the normal channel, the normal process of acceptance, whether it's the commission on the city plan, as they individually move forward after getting individual authorization from the Norwich Public Utility Commission and so forth. Could you speak to that just for the public record, please?
Yeah, so some of these projects will require, as far as going to the siting council. If we are putting a new substation, it will go in front of the siting council. We have to go through all wetlands, all normal permitting locally, and so we'll follow the normal processes. And our board will approve the budgets and approve us going out for bonding as well.
Thank you. And the big ticket item here is the substation up in Norwich Town. If you lived in Norwich Town, you understand the significance of that, because when the flooding occurred, the power was turned off completely, and I think that affected 5,000 customers here in the city. Could you speak to that, please?
Yeah, on that day, we were within 6 inches of losing the substation. We had to shut it down until the flood water subsided. There was also concern over the dam up in Bosra, and if that dam did breach, we would have exceeded that 6 inches, and that whole substation would have been underwater. So we had to take it offline as a precautionary measure. But we had two choices after that happened: to raise the substation up or to move it to a different location. The age of that substation, if we just elevated it, would have been just spending good money for a bad cause. We also looked at potentially just putting a dike around it, but because it's a floodway, not a floodplain, that option does not work for that location. So that's why we're looking at a higher elevation out of the floodway, out of the floodplain location.
Thank you. And the last thing I'll say, and I'll turn it over to anyone else, this happens to be one of the items that the Yantic River Watershed group has been studying since that flood back on January 10th. And it's one of the intended issues that we seek to move forward with, a multi-town agreement with Franklin, Bosra, and Norwich, even Salem, and so forth, and any other contributing town that provides water through the watershed itself. So we discussed this last week as well. There was another public hearing at Kelly for the general public to learn about what those steps were. But this was the largest, most critical need It's being addressed by all those people in the multi-town effort. Thank you. Members, President Pro Tem.
Thank you. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. I did see your email. I just didn't get a chance to ask you this question, so here we are. The mayor brought up the flood that caused the issue in upper Norwich Town, Indiana, with not just that substation, but the gas distribution center on the road side of the river. These two actions are addressing that among other things.
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that we have reached a point in this community where our infrastructure that is at risk due to changes in significant weather events and the severity is really what's moving this or motivating us to take these actions at this time?
I would agree. The first time I saw a flood that had a major impact in my career was back in 2010, and that did not have the impact that this recent January storm had. We're seeing more events of a higher intensity, and it's something that we have to make sure we are making our systems more sustainable and reliable to address those conditions. So we have to harden our systems. This is a piece of that hardening.
And certainly that substation is not just in Norwich Town, because the customers that were connected to that who were without power when you had to shut it down, wrapped around all the way to the west side. So as the mayor said, it was 5,000 customers, so it's significant. And it's not just in my mind, it seems to me that it's not just the sheer numbers of customers, but it's also the length of time that the electricity would be out if that substation were to be disabled, or significantly disabled. Is that also fair to say?
Absolutely. And in addition to moving the substation out, we're also proposing a sub-transmission connection between our three substations, so it's easier to backfeed. And if a substation went out for any mechanical system-wide issue, we have the ability of feeding it through the other substations in a much more seamless way. We can do it circuit by circuit. That takes a long time. It's not something that's seamless and fast. This 34.5 kV sub-transmission line will allow that to happen in a much more automated fashion.
Okay. And one last thing, could you address the statement about the generation in Greenville?
Yeah, the hydro that was questioned has been running as recently as July. It's right now, when the water levels come down, we don't run it. That's our maintenance season. We've been doing maintenance on the dam and doing maintenance on that hydro facility. It should be back up and operational within a month.
And so normally, so let's just say 9.5, 10 months out of the year, maybe even a little bit more, those generators are making power.
Yeah, we had a very wet spring this year, and that water lasted longer than usual. Usually at the beginning of June, we start doing our maintenance. This year, we started in July.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Other members' questions? Alderman Betancourt.
Hi, Chris. Just first, I'd say that, I'm obviously in favor of doing infrastructure improvements. It only makes sense. It's planning for the future. It's necessary. I believe that. But in the interest of being eyes wide open with this, while it won't result in tax increases, I've got to say, it will likely result, because we're using revenue bonds, in some kind of rate increases down the road. Am I wrong here?
You are correct.
Okay, so I just want to make that point. We're not getting something for nothing here. It's going to cost us something, but again, in my opinion, it is worthwhile to do, because obviously if we have these failures, the potential catastrophic failures, you either pay me now or pay me later. I would just as soon not go through the heartache and the problems that having a catastrophic failure would involve. So I agree with doing the work, but I just want to point out that the piper's still got to be paid. Thank you.
And this is the most cost-effective way of managing those infrastructure upgrades. If we're talking about a $40 to $60 million substation, that substation to put aside the money and then do it all at once would be much more cost prohibitive for the customers. We are trying to do this in a way that has the least impact to a customer's bills.
Well,
And this can be spread over 30 years for this major infrastructure improvements.
Well, also, let's face it, when you're dealing with government and, having been playing around with this stuff for a while, let's just say, when you're dealing with annual budgets, trying to make long-range plans is next to impossible. So this kind of project requires this kind of move in revenue to generate the revenue for the project long-term and obviously and pay for it. I agree with that. But again, like I said, I just want us to be doing this eyes wide open. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Other members' question? Alderman Nash?
I was going to use the same question that Alderman Betancourt asked about the rate increases. What do we, I know it's hard for you to justify now or how to come up, but what are we talking about? I know it's a 30-year plan. I don't know about anybody else here, but I keep a lot of the lights and TVs off at the house because besides the water sewage costs that sometimes rival my electric costs, how much are we talking annually an increase with the infrastructure improvements?
All right. So if we were to do this in 10 years, it would result in an increase of roughly 3% a year for 10 years. Now, we cannot do this in 10 years, and there's a few reasons why. First of all, when you look at a substation, it takes 47 years to get the substation permitted. We're about a year and a half in. We started this after that January flood. When that happens, then you have to get it designed. That's going to take up to a year. Then we have to procure the long-term material. A transformer of a substation size has a lead time of about 2 years. Then it's going to take an additional 18 months or so to build a substation. So we're talking, if everything was smooth as could be, we're going to start this thing in 7 to 10 years. All right? So it takes a lot of momentum and a long time to get that going. When we're building something like a substation that is on a pool transmission facility like Bean Hill is, there is a cost recovery mechanism from ISO New England. We expect this project to get paid back in less than 10 years. So when you say that 3% for 10 years, that doesn't include that payback. That money's coming back in once the substation's up and running, and we're financing that over 30 years. 10 years in, that substation will have paid for itself, okay? We also have the ability to grow load. Very important, electrification, vehicles, all of that. So as we have the potential to grow, then we have the ability to bring in more revenue, which can lower rates. Also, it helps with the city for taxes purposes. And so there's a lot of real positives for getting some of this stuff done. Connecting the substations also allows us to easily distribute distributed generation among our system. Right now, a load and a generator have to be in close proximity to make it work. We can't add a lot of generation. When I'm talking generation, I'm talking solar, batteries, and other potential renewables. We can't just drop those anywhere in our system. We put that 34.5 ring in, that allows us to put distributed generation. That brings in tax revenue, that brings in other revenues for the utilities, that also can offset some of these costs. So I think what I've given you is the absolute worst case, and there's a lot of things that will lower that cost over the history of this project.
Thank you. Alderwoman Gould?
You answered my question. I was going to ask about the impact on the ratepayer. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Singh?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. So thank you, Chris. First of all, I just want to thank you for this one-pager because something in English makes life easier. And I like the fact you have written in bold a lot of key points, which are the basic questions. Who's paying for it? How it's going to impact taxes? What it's going to do? So thank you for doing that. Also on this Bean Hill one, I think it's very much needed. So I don't know if you know, but I have run gas station in Norwich town for 12 years. So I have seen ice cream going bad when I didn't have power, but I've also seen when we are the one having power and neighboring towns don't have power. So I think our businesses do deserve reliable power. So I think we have to put money towards this, and I think we have to grow as well if we are trying to get more businesses to Norwich. So I think some of the things we have to do. Other important thing is the way you are structuring it, it will not impose a huge, burden on the taxpayers as well, or on the utility bill, I should say. For basically, if somebody's paying 100, he'll be paying 103, but that will start, and you can correct me, after 10 years?
No, the first time that we go out for bonding, that will have an impact on the rates. So, but what that first package is, we're going to start off with the finishing of permitting and probably design. Then we'll have to move into the procurement and then into the construction. These are the steps that we'll take. We'll do them. We can only take as much money as we can spend in 2 years, and we will spread that out as needed. So, and we can only do so much work at one time. We can't do everything well if we do them all at the same time.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there further questions? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
For the record of the members of council, in order for this vote to pass, it must have at least 5 members vote for it. Just put that on the record now. It must be 5.
It's a case with most bonds, right?
Is there further discussion or questions at this time? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The ordinance is adopted. The roll call vote is 7-0.
Being in action on above ordinance previously presented, number 2, an ordinance authorizing the City of Norwich Department of Public Utilities to pursue additional pipeline capacity in connection with the Reliable, Affordable, Resilient Enhancement Rare Expansion Project and enter into related agreements with Algonquin Gas Transmission, LLC.
Thank you. A motion, please, to bring it to the floor. Alderwoman Gould, second Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Alderman Bettencourt.
Just have Chris come up now again. Again, in general, I favor infrastructure improvements, but there was some things in public comment during the public hearing there. I wonder if you could address those.
Enbridge is the owner of this pipeline, the Algonquin pipeline that runs through Norwich. It's the only pipeline that we have any access to. There are only 2 interstate pipelines in the state of Connecticut, Iroquois and Algonquin. Algonquin is the one that serves us. We have 5 gate stations off of Algonquin, and this is the only way we can access natural gas, either from Pennsylvania or down to the Gulf of Mexico. We have pipeline contracts that go beyond the scope of this, that go all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay.
All set? Okay, thank you. Alderman Nash.
That's his answer.
Being that I served in the military and I've had papers redacted from letters I sent home and stuff, there's an awful lot redacted in here, and I just wanted not to be a conspiracy crazy nut, but you have entire pages that are completely redacted. So I was just wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on the redactions?
So this is at the request of Enbridge and the Algonquin pipeline, as it's sensitive business transactional material. It is not something from a utility standpoint that we're redacting anything. It is from the pipeline company, who is trying to remain competitive with other pipelines where there is competition in other areas.
This is not like Area 51 or anything?
Mm-hmm.
No. Thank you.
Thank you. President Pro Tem, please.
To clarify that, so those, because I saw the redactions too, and it,
Concerning.
it stood out. But that was Algonquin protecting essentially their
Their trade
business
secrets.
intellectual property.
Correct, their trade
Okay.
secrets.
All right, thank you.
Yep. From Norwich Public Utilities, we're buying 1,000 decatherms, roughly 7% of our gas load increase, and that is really what we're concerned about.
Thank you.
Thank you. The other questions, Alderwoman Gould?
Thank you for being here tonight, Chris. What impact, if any, will this have on the ratepayers who are getting natural gas now?
All right, so this deal goes into effect in November of '29. So up till then, they'll be working on the upgrades to our Barnsider Lane gate station, which is off of Yannick Lane. Those upgrades will have no impact. It's all going to be covered in the rates and in their maintenance agreements they have with the utilities. So they're upgrading this facility to allow more capacity at that facility. Once that facility is up and online, we can allocate our gas there, and we can eliminate, with some other distribution fixes, the gate station down by Dixie Donuts, which is in the floodway. The capacity we're buying, while as every project comes along and becomes more expensive, our old legacy contracts are significantly cheaper than this when we were only getting gas down the Gulf of Mexico. This becomes more expensive gas for that 1,000 decatherms, but it gives us the ability to offset costs on a peak day demand, and we have a marketer who resells all of this. So it's going to have a minimal impact on rates, and there could be significant value when we go out to bid for our next AMA or marketing contract next November.
Okay, and then when you spoke during public comment, you said that having this new capacity will help service in Norwich as well as potentially in the Ockham Industrial Center and Preston Riverwalk. So they're looking to buy gas from us?
So
potentially.
So right now in the Ockham Industrial Center, there's no known, no signed agreement. We are not providing any gas here, but we plan on providing gas to the project. Regardless, it's better to have more capacity to do that. Up in Preston Riverwalk, the original master plan had use for gas. They are revising that master plan, the Mohegan Tribe. So the exact number is unknown. We bought what we thought was reasonable and would allow us to move that substation out of the floodplain. Or not the substation, the gate station out of the floodplain.
Okay. And finally, will this open up the ability for Norwich residents who want to get natural gas into their home for either heating or appliances? Will this open up more avenues to get natural gas into Norwich residents?
Right now, our capacity is enough to keep up with the general demand of people connecting into our distribution system. We are getting people whose older oil, steam type systems are failing, and then they have a choice. They can use our CHIP program to put in electric units that can do heating and cooling, the combined units, or they can connect to natural gas. We support both, and these two projects will support both going into the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
Any further comment at this time? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Thank you. The ordinance is adopted. The vote is 7-0. At this time, I'm going to ask for a motion for suspension of our rules. The purpose is to add 3 separate resolutions, each dealing with the disposition of property that would result in its sale and the revenue to the city of Norwich. Motion for suspension, Alderman Bettencourt, second Alderwoman Gould. Any discussion on the motion of suspension? Just for the record, we'll be adding each of them separately, as one might expect. Okay, roll call on motion to suspend, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. The motion for suspension is adopted 7-0.
First resolution would be number 5, relative to the sale of 20R Huntington Lane to an abutting property owner. Resolution reads, whereas the City of Norwich became the owner of property located at 20R Huntington Lane, map 60, block 1, lot 17, in 2024 by quitclaim recorded in volume 3527, page 248 of the Norwich Land Records. And whereas said property is undeveloped and unimproved parcel approximately 5.10 acres located in the R40 zone. And whereas at its July 21st, 25 meeting, the Public Works and Capital Improvements Committee recommended to the City Council of the City of Norwich to attempt to dispose of this property by offering it to abutting property owners. And whereas as its August 4th, October 25 meeting, the Council of the City of Norwich authorized the tax collector to offer the property to abutting property owners. And whereas on September 12th, 2025, tax collector Carlene Deal received a winning bid of $52,000 from Nancy and David Burnett, owners of abutting property located at 22 Huntington Lane, for this property. Now therefore, it is resolved by the City of Norwich that the city manager, John Salamone, be and hereby authorized and directed to sell said property at a price of $52,000 to Nancy and David Burnett upon timely tender of the purchase price, subject to standard adjustments, to execute and deliver a deed of conveyance to Nancy and David Burnett or their designee for the property known as 20R Huntington Lane, and to execute, deliver, and receive such other documents as are necessary to complete the transfer of title and to facilitate the merger of 20R Huntington Lane into 22 Huntington Lane. Sponsor, Mayor Peter Albert Nystrom.
Thank you. A motion, please, to add this to the agenda. Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Bettencourt. Seeing no discussion. Roll call, please.
Yep.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes. Thank you. The motion is passed 7-0. This will be added to our agenda labeled Resolution 5.
Second resolution would be number 6, relative to sale of 153 Norwich Avenue to a budding property owner. Resolution reads, whereas the City of Norwich became the owner of property located at 153 Norwich Avenue, map 63, block 1, lot 42, in 2019, by certificate of foreclosure recorded in volume 3146, page 162 of the Norwich Land Records. And whereas said property is undeveloped and unimproved parcel approximately 2.10 acres located in the general commercial R10 zone. And whereas at its July 21st, 25 meeting, the Public Works and Capital Improvements Committee recommended to the Council of the City of Norwich to attempt to dispose of this property by offering it to abutting property owners. Whereas at its August 4th, 2025 meeting, the Council of the City of Norwich authorized the tax collector to offer this property to abutting property owners, and whereas on September 12th, 2025, tax collector Carlene Deal received a winning bid of $62,000 from Carolyn Salucci, owner of the abutting property located at 159 Norwich Avenue for this property. Now therefore, it is resolved by the Council of the City of Norwich that City Manager John Salamone be and hereby is authorized and directed to sell said property at a price of $62,000 to Carolyn Salucci under timely tender of purchase price, subject to standard adjustments, to execute and deliver a deed of conveyance to Carolyn Salucci and their designee for the property known as 153 Norwich Avenue, and to execute and deliver and receive such other documents as necessary to complete the transfer of the title and to facilitate the merger of 153 Norwich Avenue into 159 Norwich Avenue. Sponsor, Mayor Peter Albert Nystrom.
Is there such a motion, please? Alderman Singh, second. Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes, thank you. The motion is passed 7-0. That will be now Resolution 6 on our agenda.
Third resolution to be Resolution Number 7, relative to the sale of 76 Boswell Avenue to a budding property owner. Resolution reads, whereas the City of Norwich became the owner of property located at 76 Boswell Avenue, map 93, block 6, lot 37, in 2025 per certificate of foreclosure recorded in volume 3573, page 835 of the Norwich Land Records. And whereas said property is an undeveloped and unimproved parcel approximately .11 acres located in a multifamily zone, and whereas at the July 21st, 2025 meeting of the Public Works and Capital Improvements Committee recommended to the Council of the City of Norwich to attempt to dispose of this property by offering it to abutting property owners. Whereas at its August 4th, 2025 meeting, the Council of the City of Norwich authorized the tax collector to offer this property to abutting property owners, and whereas on September 12th, 2025, tax collector Carleen Deal received a winning bid of $4,500 from Thomas Smith, owner of abutting property located at 72 Boswell Avenue, for this property. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Norwich that City Manager John Salamone be and hereby is authorized and directed to sell said property at a price of $4,500 to Thomas Smith upon timely tender of the purchase price, subject to standard adjustments, to execute and deliver a deed conveyance to Thomas Smith or their designee for the property known as 72 Boswell Avenue, and execute, deliver, and receive such other documents as are necessary to complete the transfer of the title and to facilitate the merger of 76 Boswell Avenue into 72 Boswell Avenue. Sponsor, Mayor Peter Albert Nystrom.
Thank you. Is there another motion, please? Alderwoman Gould, second. Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Seeing done, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt.
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould.
Yes.
Alderman Singh.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom.
Yes, thank you. That resolution is adopted the motion is adopted 7-0, and this will be now Resolution 7 on our agenda.
City Manager's report.
Thank you. This is the city manager's report for September, I have the wrong date here, the September 15, 2025. Meetings and professional engagements. During this report, I represented the city at Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, Public Policy and Advocacy Committee, Legislative Committee, Board of Directors, and Economic Development Committee. I also attended the city coordination meeting. Public Works. The Public Works Department completed fabrication and installation of the wrought iron fence at the base of Yantic Street near Falls Mill condominiums, and the seasonal curbside leaf collection is underway. Residents are reminded to place brush curbside in advance of collection schedules. Human Services and Senior Programming. Adult and Family Services, in partnership with Norwich Public Utilities and Liberty Bank, continues its financial literacy and assistance program. The next session is scheduled for October 6th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at Otis Library. The Rose City Senior Center programs include the annual art exhibition, which is September 19th through 24th, and planning for the December holiday craft fair. The Golden Nuggets at Glee Club will resume September 16th. Please call the Senior Center at 860-889-5660 for more information. Youth and Family Services, approximately 30 fall recreation programs begin this week, which include programs for all agencies. This is the catalog. Social emotional learning initiatives have been launched at Norwich Public Schools, Norwich Tech, NFA, and IDCS with programming in expressive arts, substance use prevention, mental health, and healthy relationship development. The Rose City Block Party was held September 13th at NFA and attracted over 700 community members and featured prevention education, community resource engagement, along with family-friendly activities. Finally, community events. The 35th Annual Walktober begins September 20th and runs through November 9th. The city participates with the Last Green Valley National Heritage Corridor at this annual event. Norwich is hosting 34 walks and events at local heritage sites and points of interest throughout the city. Brochures are available at City Hall and online at thelastgreenvalley.org. Thank you to the Norwich Public Schools for the new supply of artwork from grades K through 5. Moriarty School art teacher Carol Vogel has hung their artwork at 4 city bulletin boards. And that completes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Other questions? Alderman Nash.
I don't have a question, I just have a real quick comment. I know you reported on Public Works and the great work that they do out there, but I just want to remind the council that if you ever get a chance to go to fleet maintenance and see the amazing work that these guys do to keep our vehicles on the road running, it is, we hear so many negative things, but, those guys are down there working on fire trucks, police cars, the city trucks and stuff like that. And what they do with the minimum crew, because when we do budget all the time and they're asking for extra men, we never give them extra people because it's one of those departments that is kind of in the peripheral. But if you ever really go down there and watch what they do and how much work they put in down there, it might not be the same as fixing a fence or collecting leaves, but without these guys, they're not fixing fences and collecting leaves. So I just wanted to throw that at the council. Give everybody a chance to stop down.
I can add something to that. Many maintenance departments do not maintain fire apparatus because it's very complicated machinery, pumps, et cetera, complicated engines, circuit boards, things like that. We do, so we don't send it outside, and we save considerable because of
it's
that.
crazy. You go down there, there's always a fire truck down there getting worked on. So please make a
and they're
visit down there.
complicated.
It'll make those guys feel good too. So
Thanks for bringing that up.
Thank you. Is there further question, discussion at this time? Seeing none. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Citizen comment general on new business resolutions?
Thank you. I declare citizen comment on the 7 resolutions open at this time. If you wish to address any of those items specifically, please do so. Address them at the podium with your name and address, please. Each person will be given 3 minutes. Anyone wishing to address us on the 7 resolutions before us this evening? Anyone wish to address any of the yes, sir.
My name is Thomas Bonanno. I reside at 118 Central Avenue here in Norwich. I just wanted to comment about the addendum to the agenda tonight, the resolutions that were added. I'm not overly concerned about this. It's not that I have any mistrust of what's going on here, but arguably, the most important document we have as attendees is the agenda, and I like to know what's on the table and how I can react to it. And I like to print up whatever's being discussed. And in my portfolio, I decided not to print up all the redacted material that was mentioned earlier, so I could save on my ink. But I'm not sure if it was the last meeting or several meetings ago, there was an executive meeting after the council meeting that wasn't on the agenda also. So I guess my point is, I would appreciate a little more attentiveness to detail regarding the agenda. I know it's not an easy task all the time. You have a lot on your table, a lot on your plate. But I just wanted to make my concern known. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else want to address the council on the 7 resolutions before us at this time? Anyone else address any of the 7 resolutions before us at this time? Anyone else address the council on any of the 7 resolutions before us at this time? Seeing no one else, thank you all.
New business resolution number 1, relative to reappointment in the Inland Wetland Watercourse Conservation Commission.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to move this to the floor. Alderman Singh, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, for the edification of the people viewing and/or those who are here, the person being reappointed with council approval as a regular member of the Inland Wetlands Watercourse and Conservation Commission is Peter Shelecki. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
My apologies in my haste. I didn't ask for a motion. Yes, we did. We have, yes, we do. Cool.
Do we get a motion?
We have it.
Yeah.
Please continue.
You and Singh.
We did it.
DeLucia?
I would do it again.
I'll start again, okay.
My apologies.
Alderman Nash?
What are we doing now?
Roll call.
Roll call on resolution 1,
On the,
that's all.
okay, yes.
Yeah.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes again.
President DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. The resolution is passed 7-0.
Number 2, relative to reallocating capital funds for laser scanning and CAD documentation of the former Chelsea Groton Bank property.
A motion, please, to the floor. Alderman Gould, second. Alderman Bettencourt. Is there discussion, please? Being none, roll call.
Alderman Nash? Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. The resolution is adopted. Number 2, 7-0 is the vote.
Number 3, relative to allocating funds from capital projects for replacement of the police department's in-car radio systems.
A motion to the floor, please. Alderman Nash, second Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Yes. Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. Resolution 3 is adopted. The vote is 7-0.
Number 4, relative to authorizing City Manager Solomon to enter into an agreement with 337-355 Main Street LLC and the City of Norwich for leasing 15 spaces located at 301 Main Street.
Thank you. Motion, please, to the floor. Alderman Gould, second. Alderman Nash. Is there discussion? Alderwoman Gould.
Just wanted to know, when would this lease begin?
City Manager, please.
Upon executing of it, so it's in the very near future, it pertains to supporting the development of the YMCA property into an office and commerce area.
Thank you.
Alderman Bettencourt, please.
Also for the manager, the amount for the lease, and it's renewable in a couple of additional 5-year periods, is $2,700 annually for the total of 15 spaces, correct? Can
Yes.
you tell me how that amount was arrived at? I mean, because the going rate for parking spaces is a little more than that, if I'm not mistaken.
That number comes from the parking authority who sets the rates. Josh Pothier could, who administers the parking authority, could probably help.
Right.
You want-
If I can help a little,
Josh is
they will be responsible for the maintenance. We will
Yeah,
not.
no, I read that, yeah.
Okay, all right. Do you want Josh to
Yeah,
come
sure.
forward, please?
I just-
Josh?
I was just looking for an explanation of the number, that's all.
Good evening. Yes, it was through negotiation and in recognition that this is, an LLC owned by Mattern Construction, and they're, very capable of maintaining the spaces. And so the costs that Public Works would normally have for taking care of line striping and dealing with weeds near the spaces is going to be the responsibility of that LLC instead of the city of Norwich.
Okay.
Thank you. Josh, could you give your name and your work address, please?
I'm sorry, Josh Pothier, City Comptroller, 100 Broadway.
Thank you. Alderman Singh.
So this was, just for the record, it was administrative decision. It didn't got to, parking commission itself.
Right, a while back, the Parking Commission gave me the authority to negotiate on its behalf for the lease of these spaces.
One other question.
Alderman Becknort.
Why no escalation for the renewals?
It's, something I usually have in there, but because
I mean, even an inflationary increase would be
right,
reasonable.
yeah, no, I usually do have that with parking leases, but in this case, since they're taking care of all of the maintenance, it's really just, they're using the land, but taking care of all the spaces.
Okay.
Thank you. President Pro Tem.
Jess, is this the need for these 15 spots by Main Street, the number, but by the LLC? Is this being driven by the zoning requirement for the number of parking spots based on the amount of space that they're renovating and that will be, put into service? So,
Yeah, I believe this is what they need for what they're projecting for employees and customers using that space. Former Y property.
okay, so that doesn't answer my question. So is the parking on site, aside from these spots, sufficient to meet the zoning requirement for the required parking spots?
Yeah, I can't answer that question. I mean, I don't know about that.
To go out to the next concentric circle, what was the motivating factor for them where they decided they needed 15 more spots?
I guess just projection of, the tenants for their space and, the customers for those tenants.
I can answer a little more on that.
City Manager, please.
Yeah, please. They revised their plans somewhat over the last 2 years. They've included more housing, about 6 units now. That wasn't in the original. It was going to be more of commercial development, restaurant, that type of thing. So when they expanded to put housing as a component, they felt they needed additional spaces to accommodate the housing. So that's the major thrust of it, Joe.
Okay, thank you for that answer. That's helpful, but it brings up the next question. How else has the project changed in terms of, they added housing, but are they doing less commercial space in that building?
No, the commercial space will still be on the first floor of the main building facing Main Street, and a large commercial property where the racquetball, handball courts used to go. So depending on the size, there's room for 3 to 4 commercial. This is more taking some space away from some of their storage, internal storage that they'll be using someplace else. That's a low-value use of expensive property, so they'll take some of the storage away and get housing in there, which gives them more of a better bottom line for the rentals.
And a follow-up to that. So I remember that one of the concerns about this project when it was first discussed was that the storage component, that there would be equipment and building materials there stored on our gateway. And I know that they moved away from that.
Yes.
And found other space in the city in order to facilitate that type of storage, right? So, but beyond that, the housing component, which I will say, and I'm on record in many places and at many times on this, I believe that there needs to be a residential and commercial component to the projects, right? So it's good to see that, because you have to build a customer base just as much as you have to build your businesses, right? So I get that, but it also makes me want to revisit is the Neighborhood and Planning Services Department satisfied? Is the Commission on the City Plan satisfied that we will not end up with residential units on the first floor?
No residential units on the first floor. It'd be in the back region where the pool was located in that strip. As you see, if you can see it from the rear of the property, they've demolished a lot of the interior part of the building. And just one other clarification, there was never going to be any outdoor storage contemplated there. So that's number one. They were going to have some interior storage for inventory like plumbing fixtures, things like that they have to get. But as I said before, that's a kind of a low value thing. They can put that cheaper somewhere else. So there's never been a problem with outdoor. That has been prohibited from the beginning.
That's all I have, thank you.
Thank you. Further questions, Alderman Singh? Sorry, Josh. No.
Josh.
Do you?
Okay.
So, John, is it one-bedroom units, two-bedroom units, just curious, or three-bedroom units, how big the units are? Because that will also, how big the units are.
I do not know. I think I don't want to speak out of turn. I think they're mostly one bedroom. But I can get back to you on that. I don't want to speak out of turn on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? John, I have one. Does maintenance include either resealing or repairs to any of the pavement of these parking facilities should occur and the need arise?
Yeah, it generally includes maintenance, snow removal. If we have other issues like crack sealing, that type of thing, they would cover it. They would
be responsible. Yeah. Thank you. If there are no other questions, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt? Yes. Alderwoman Gould? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution is adopted. The vote is 7-0.
Relative to the sale of 20R Huntington Lane to an abutting property owner.
Thank you. Motion, please, to bring to the floor. Alderman Bettencourt, second, Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution 5 is adopted. The vote is 7-0.
Number 6, relative to the sale of 153 Norwich Avenue to an abutting property owner.
To the floor. Alderman Singh, Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Yes. Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould? Yes. Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes, thank you. Resolution 6 is adopted. The vote is 7-0.
Number 7, relative to the sale of 76 Boswell Avenue to a budding property owner.
Motion, please. Alderman Singh, second. Alderwoman Gould. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Thank you. The resolution is adopted on the vote of 7-0.
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourned by Alderwoman Gould, second by Alderman Nash. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Bettencourt?
Yes.
Alderwoman Gould?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Motion passes 7-0. We are adjourned.